The Matrix is real. Pray you never become its target.
Hey everyone, good to see you. Quick question, have you been feeling suppressed lately? Have you feel like you've been held to unfair expectations? And are you tired of saying bless you every time somebody sneezes? Well, that's because you've been pre-programmed by our culture and turned into a mindless drone. The smartest people in the game right now are saying that exact thing. There's Elon Musk, Sneako, Logan Paul, Andy Tate, Trisket Tate, wellness hippies, makeup Satan. These are the people who have been enlightened, and they're the only ones who know the truth. They told me so. You may not want to hear it, but these guys have been yelling the truth loud and crystal clear for a long time. That you, me, and everyone else in our society are trapped in the Matrix. But not the sci-fi Matrix from that Robots movie. And for you 5 super nerds out there, no, it's not the math one either. No, this council of intellectuals is talking about a societal matrix, an oppressive program that's meant to control everyone, but especially men, making them into followers, putting them in a 9-to-5 job, expecting them to be betas, expecting them to be chivalrous to women, expecting them to pick up litter on the street. I don't know, whatever the society is telling you to do. But these people know the way out, and they're offering you a chance to join them. No more 9-to-5s and degrading yourself in order to make money. All you need to give them is money. In my never-ending quest to figure out just how the hell the manosphere is this effective, I've been coming across the phrase escape the matrix rather frequently. It's most always used when the genius of the hour is describing how normal people are trapped in a routine with no identity or individuality. And unless you break free of these societal expectations, you'll be an NPC of the system with no authority. So you should break free, specifically by subscribing to a course on being a big boy entrepreneur. Now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of valid things about life to complain about, but blaming it all on the Matrix is a pretty easy answer. My own personal theory is that being trapped in a bland job where your value is tied only to your output is closer to something I would call capitalism, but nobody likes hearing that answer. And actually, when you listen to these seedy people rambling about the Matrix, you can usually just do a word switch and it won't even change much. Happy 2023, everybody. They're witch hunting the free market economy now. But just calling it the Matrix sounds scarier. And fear is an overpowered business strategy. And coincidentally, all these people talking about it are usually selling some kind of cure. What are the odds of that? That's crazy. Of course, this lines up with almost every conspiracy about global control, the Illuminati, the Hollywood elites, the reptile government, and unsurprisingly, like most conspiracies, it's all rooted in anti-Semitism or general bigotry or something like that. The Matrix we supposedly live under is probably controlled by an unspecified certain minority in their eyes, I'm assuming. You have Musk bringing it up to seem smart, you have Logan Paul and Jeffree Star bringing it up to shift blame, but nobody does it like Mr. Tate. Andrew here is so dedicated to this movement, he even mentions it in his Twitter bio. I'm telling you, this is his favorite word. He is tweeting about this constantly. God is on our side, so the Matrix will not win. The Matrix will only tell you what the Matrix needs you to believe. And then, when he got arrested, the Matrix sent their agents. Oh, but my personal favorite is this one. This is how you eat outside the Matrix. Break free. And then the food he's talking about is just fire meat. So what is the root of this Matrix obsession? Because there's no way it just ends at bringing it up. And they bring up this talking point so much, so it has to be effective in some regard. I wanted to research this and figure out why. And so, like any good journalist would do, I cleared my schedule, tweeted something cryptic for attention, and started my investigation at the original source. The Matrix is a beloved science fiction movie from 1999 about how cool it is to wear all black. But it's also about how human life as we know it is a simulation controlled by evil machines. It's exploring existential topics like human nature, free will, and the threat of capitalist manipulation and societal control. And if you'd rather, it also works as a dumb fun action movie. And not only that, the directors of the movie both transitioned later in life, making the movie's themes of transcending your physical body, choosing your own name, and dressing slick as viewable as a trans experience story. However, being philosophical and having film language literacy is obviously not what got into this mess. For that, we can blame this one story device near the end of the film's first act. The main character of the story is presented with a choice, represented by 2 pills. He can either take the blue pill and forget the truth, living out his normal life in bliss as it's been programmed, or take the red pill and wake up, see through the lies of the world, and continue learning about the truth. Anyone even slightly Republican loves this, because the red choice is the one that reveals the truth, and red is their favorite color. Because of this, whenever people embrace more conservative outlooks, they talk about taking the red pill, which the directors can confirm is a misunderstanding of the source material. So I don't actually think that any of these people really believe that we're trapped in a simulation controlled by robots. I think that's reserved for actual conspiracy theorists and philosophy majors. But when that metaphor is weaponized by people wanting to blame societal structures, it's going to draw in disillusioned people like a Bugatti to an impound. This general discomfort in what is or is not societally accepted is what leads to people moving to fringe communities, finding echo chambers, associating themselves with black-pilled or red-pilled groups to, oh, I just got it, that's where this comes from. God, that's stupid. So now we know that when they talk about escaping the Matrix, this is what they're referencing, or trying to reference. But again, I don't think this just ends at being parallel concepts. I think the predatory part comes in when it starts becoming selective to the audience, who in this case are customers. A lot of influencers use this when they're in trouble, but it's really interesting whenever this is used as a marketing gimmick. And that's what I want to know about. That's the stuff that I think is more important. And to understand it, I think we need to hear the term organically, like when it's used in the field, trying to lure people in. And so, like any good journalist would do, I just fact-checked my research, developed a caffeine addiction, and dove straight into the eye of the conspiracy storm. Any intro to marketing course is going to tell you that the best kind of customer is one that feels spoken directly to. And an easy way to gain trust in people is to give them distrust of other people. So let's look at the mouthpieces. Let's talk about NPCs. Within this Matrix context, NPC or bot is an insult meaning you're without objective thought and are nothing but a rule follower. It's essentially the same as calling someone a sheep, but now harsher. Traditionally, NPC is used in video games for non-playable character, meaning someone with pre-programmed dialogue that the game controls. In real life, used casually, it's basically just a slightly rude observation. Yeah, those people watching tennis do sure look like NPCs, just like video games. But once you get past the lighter examples, you find, backdrop people? Have you ever been people watching and thought to yourself, wow, each one of those people is an individual human with their own friends and family and thoughts, leading their own life? Well, these people are doing that and thinking they're fake.
As always, we are truth seekers, not always truth speakers. What does that mean is we all have been conditioned in a matrix program about history, about our origins. Everything around us has literally been made up. I have interacted in my life with many people who are lacking some of the most fundamental things, the ability to think for themselves, the ability to even answer the simplest questions outside of their programmed scope. If there's an artificial control grid, I can feel it, sometimes even interact with it, and sometimes transcend it.
This is wild. My son, when he was 7, told me he thought some people were NPC. I listened, but told him everyone has a soul. I'm finding now that he was much more on point, thank you. They are real people, but they are under a spell, in my opinion. 34 likes on that one, by the way. The concept of backdrop people dehumanizes our fellow planetary people. We're all in this together. Right. We are all just actors in a play. Cool. Yikes. I don't really like the idea that people are being trained to look at people they don't know and just assume that, like, there's no humanity in there. That seems like a really great way to drain yourself of, empathy. The really human feeling. In video games, it's not required to feel emotion for NPCs since we know they're fake, but even so, it's possible to love them anyway. If a game is good, it can get you to feel or even care about these fictional characters. But this isn't a game design class, we're talking about real people. Hey, you know how it's really easy to radicalize people right now? Well, we can blame the popularization of this term bots to everyone's favorite streamer, Sneako. Before his justified and humiliating ban from YouTube, he would repeat the topic endlessly to his audience.
Like What the fuck that you're able to walk around and make accusations like that, just like you're a misogynist incel, you're a racist. Okay, what have I said? Yes, bots, all in unison. Yes, this is the right opinion. Beep boop racist.
Charming guy. The idea he's selling is that whatever is socially accepted to be the right opinion or whatever is politically correct is what turns these people into echo chamber machines. This is an insult for his audience to take and use on their own so they can feel original or special or like an outlier, which in turn makes them very easy to sell products to because they think they're one of the only people who can get it. The grift is convincing people they can do it just like the movie. It's sometimes even blatantly said to appeal to them. You can do this because you're the chosen ones. What they seem to be forgetting is that using other people as an instrument in your own self-actualization is a horrible trait to have. Didn't you people date in college? This method succeeds in making these people feel like they have a community of enlightened ones, and it's more likely they stick together. And if one of them buys a product, they're all going to buy the product. They're feeling spoken to as chosen ones, and it makes them feel special. But it's also going to succeed in making it harder for them to have any emotionally impactful relationships with any stranger. I'd call that a bad thing. These people are annoying, but I still want them to be able to have a good life if they can change for the better. So again, from the marketing perspective, you've reeled them in. You've got them convinced that this societal matrix is controlling people and that you are able to break free as long as you listen to these leaders. And your audience doesn't want to be like everyone else, those robots. This is all very calculated, and the people selling stuff know that as soon as they got their audience listening, they've got the following. But what they really want is money. So in comes the scam part. And if the end result of this matrix thing is money, how do they go about getting it? Well, I wanted to find out, so like any good journalist would do, I developed an outline, I went into crippling debt, and I followed where the algorithm was funneling me.
If you still work a 9-to-5 job, you have not exited the matrix. If you still trust the medical system and you go to a doctor, you have not exited the matrix.
Escape. That's the point. That's what keeps coming up. And if we're buying into this whole matrix thing, that's the goal that we're trying to achieve. In order to get myself to fall down the alt-right pipeline, I had to play dumb at the beginning. So I simply searched how to escape the matrix on YouTube, and videos like these pop up. Sure enough, a lot of them seem tailored to money. If the matrix is secretly an equivalent to capitalism, then escaping it would be how to earn income beyond the traditional job market. Let's watch one of these videos and see exactly what it is that they're selling to the listeners.
Do you hate your job? Today we're going to find you and help you unplug from the system and start a business you love. Excuse me, do you love your job?
Actually I do, yeah.
Do you love your job?
Yes, I do.
Do you love your job?
I like it.
Do you love your job or not?
I do.
Is this whole video just going to be him politely interrupting people on a train?
Do you love your job?
Love my job.
Excuse me, do you love your job?
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you love your job? Hello? So self-absorbed, these young people.
British people, am I right? The video does end abruptly, but I have a feeling if we go to the description, we're gonna see what we're looking for. Yup, there in his bio, there is a link to his own personal website. So it was all a self-promotion. So clearly one of these methods is self-promo, because if you are the one talking about the matrix, then you are probably one with a solution. But let's do another one. This video seems to be more mindfulness based, so maybe it won't be about money this time, but maybe it will. Place your bets now.
Energy. Everything that exists in reality at all. That's everything. Everything, all matter, everything that we perceive. Everything about this society is based on fear. But anyway, look, getting back to what I was saying about the holographic universe, when you understand that atoms are all empty space, and then you begin correlating it with other information that's available, and you begin to see that what we experience as reality is a mathematical construct. It's quite literally a program via your cell membranes. The frequency that is downloaded is determined via the structure of your DNA. And this is in all reality, without exception. Everything consists of sacred geometry, Fibonacci sequence. As if people continue to fail to acknowledge that this question exists, the human race will continue to fail to find solutions to the problems that we face.
All right, cool video. He's talking about the problems we face as a species, but what if the problem is people being trained in order to not view other people with empathy? Isn't that kind of one we'd want to address? I get that there are globally bigger things to talk about, but if people are thinking other people are fake, that seems important. And oh look, yeah, he's advertising his BetterHelp sponsorship in the bio. Okay, so apart from self-promo, one other method seems to be confusing self-promo, which is the same thing, really. This version just seems to have more faux intellectualism in it, like seize the day, or free your mind, or meditate. It's like, we get it. We've all done mushrooms in college. Seriously, don't do mushrooms until your late 20s. I fought forest creatures for 4 hours. And hey, meditating or being mindful are good values to have. It just doesn't make me believe in a matrix. Not only that, but it still doesn't tell me how to escape one. How do you escape a matrix? I'm feeling dangerous, so we're gonna go to the big fish. Mr. Tate. Maybe the link in his bio will explain how to escape a matrix. I mean, you'd think. All right, we're at his site. Sweet, pop-up ad already. Pass on that. Okay, lots of big advertising words. Nothing about the Matrix yet. Oh, back to the top, I guess. Nothing is happening. I'm touching the screen and it's frozen. Great website, Top G. And get it. Oh, hi again, pop-up ad. Just can't let me live, huh? Well, we're at the bottom of the page, so not a whole lot of guides about matrices. Another pop-up ad. Are you actually... How legal is that? Wait, I am interested in the real world. Okay, I'm trying this. We're busting out of the simulation. They're asking me for 147 clams from bot. Oh wow, that's beautiful. That is peak irony. Well, I like having my bank account, so I am closing out of here. I'm guessing you have to specifically search for Matrix-related stuff in order to find it. It's probably under wisdom, I'd assume. Nope. No, it is not. That is different cult stuff. So my second guess would be real world again. And, ooh, all right, we're getting somewhere. Different website. I see the green binary code. We are getting somewhere indeed. The real world is a global community of like-minded individuals striving to acquire an abundance of wealth. So it's money? That's still why the Matrix is bad? The goal and the scam is just money? I thought it'd be selling more of a freedom thing to people, but I guess it really is just selling the idea of being rich. Step 1 was creating my monthly scam program, a money-making platform that thrived with 150,000 students in the heart of the Matrix. Okay, first of all, thrived, as in past tense, what happened? And it was in the heart of the Matrix, so they didn't escape. I thought escaping was the entire point. You kept them there? Breaking free is step 2, and it's still money-based. Well, I'm done, so there you have it. This is our glorious leader who used money to defeat the money simulation. But don't worry, I saved the least subtle for last. There is an account that's literally called Matrix Escaped, and they've got a big ol' thread on how to get out. And if this doesn't tell us, nothing will. Let's go. In the world of the Matrix, breaking free is a difficult process. Blah, 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 fighting the machines. Okay, this is about the movie. Awaken from the simulation, right? Exposition, blah, blah, red pill. We got all that. Okay, this all relates to the real world, as the Matrix is set up to keep us docile and stupid. The only way to break free is to think outside the box. You do not have to follow the career path. Build businesses with your closest associates. Train in the gym constantly. Train some form of combat sport. Learn what is going on around the world. Eat right. Read more. This will only loosen the grip the Matrix has on you. Good luck on your escape. Loosen the grip? Your matrix escaped. Tell us how to escape, man. Stop bogarting the information. You're telling me we can break free from a system that has the entire population under control by doing my chores and exercising? Oh, here we go. Sing along if you know the words. Self-promo of their own product. That's how the thread ends. So all of these enlightened people aren't really on the same page, it seems. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a guidebook or a get out of matrix free card. They're just all selling their own solutions, which is really just scam 101, right? Like, I'm surprised these people aren't fighting each other about what the matrix really is. So I hope at this point we're all picking up on the pattern, right? Even the people who believe this stuff. Like, what's the excuse here, guys? Let's get to the conclusion. It will always be an effective marketing strategy to convince people that something widely trusted is dangerous. You see the moon up there? No, you don't. Government satellite. Airplane exhaust? Chemtrails for population control. Violent video games? Satanism. For these people to be secretly blaming capitalism while talking about the Matrix is a genius move because, yeah, I bet a lot of people are feeling crushed by the mundane day-to-day life of corporate America. Or corporate wherever you are. I don't know. I don't know if the Matrix is US-based. But if this escape plan was true and everyone became their own boss, companies wouldn't have anyone to do the grunt work. The system wants people on the bottom floor so theirs can continue being the highest. It works that way for mega corporations, and it works that way for these Matrix influencers. I don't care if you're tired of hearing this word as the excuse, but that's capitalism. The rich get richer. That's the system. Pay people enough to barely survive, but not enough to chase their dreams. That's the machine, baby. And the answer to that is not going to the gym or buying an expensive car. It's learning about class consciousness and demanding fair treatment as a start. And if you are one of those people who feel crushed by the system or unfairly trapped, I don't blame you. I feel that way sometimes too. I think most jobs are designed to keep you stationary and just constantly providing output towards these bosses and uncaring machines. That's the Matrix. It's not about societal expectations or being mad that you can't use slurs. The Matrix is about your boss, your job. That's what it is. That's the machine. The worst part is that, to some degree, every single one of these people preaching about the Matrix knows that. They know that people are feeling trapped by this, and so they're deciding to use that as a starting point for their marketing. Almost everyone is being crushed by that system, and that's a very wide marketing base to start selling your courses to. But each tier of the course will cost money, and you'll have to sign in with your email, which will then be sold and pelted with spam emails. Those monthly herbal medicines will need to be resubscribed to, and before you know it, you've spent a lot of money trying to escape the system of money. That being said, if it's true that our system is wearing us down, then wouldn't advocating for some kind of escape from the system be a good thing if you divorce it from the Matrix scam? Again, I think it comes down to the word escaping, because there's a lot of weight in that word of the sentence. Look, I'm the first in line to tell you that any problem you're having is somehow rooted to capitalism. But going to the gym and working out are not how you escape it. That's just how you improve your participation in it. And by the way, the societal programming that all of these Matrix prophets are telling us that are killing our population are like respecting women or accepting trans people or being nice to any kind of targeted group. Like, what are you talking about? Is outside of the Matrix just a bunch of white straight men just hanging around? I don't want to go there. If the Matrix is real and it's about being progressive and accepting others, then leave me in it. Keep me in the goo pod. And unfortunately, the people most likely to buy into this Matrix thing are the people who hear the phrase, all women are queens, and then come at it with, wow, not all men being kings, huh? Of course he wouldn't say that. What a straw man argument. Debate me. And unfortunately, empathy is not something we can force upon people. Usually, it just takes growing up and experiencing life, and eventually you're going to phase out of that way of thinking, but it's not always a guarantee, and it's a long process to wait for. The saddest part is that, in a way, those are the guys who are trapped. It's not the Illuminati controlling them, it's this paranoid rhetoric. It's affecting how they live their lives, how they treat other people, how those people end up treating them. The best we can do is point them in the right direction whenever we can, and just hope that they're willing to walk the rest of the way. But apart from that, this is a personal fight. The biggest part of self-help is the self part. Was that smart? I don't know. If someone you know brings up The Matrix in any context other than the action movie or the math one, just be patient with them and explain to them if you can that if this Matrix was as dangerous as they say it was, Andrew Tate would not have been arrested for escaping. He would have been disintegrated by missiles. And to the guys, don't try to stand out or be unique by being muscly and brash to women. Try to stand out by getting into a niche hobby, being someone your friends consider a safe space to go to, and putting effort into being a figure that people will remember fondly after you're gone. That's what I'd recommend. If I had to choose between this or escaping to whatever is not a Matrix, I might choose this. But mostly, I'm just tired of all this pill talk. Like, oh, I'm black-pilled, you're blue-pilled. Like, oh, I'm so red-pilled. Shut up, amateurs. Obviously, the right choice is to get love-pilled. Good night. Hey, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Ooh. Alright, how about that? Seriously, I wouldn't have fun doing these if you weren't enjoying them, so I really appreciate you watching to the very end. If you liked the video, don't even like it. It doesn't even matter. What matters is I know you liked it. Even though I won't know unless you like it, you can see the problem. Thank you to the patrons who are supporting me over on Patreon, because you keep the lights on here, and I appreciate every little bit you give me. You know what, I don't really look... I just started going to the gym, okay? I hope you enjoyed the first video of 2023. I'm planning on doing a lot more, planning on streaming more. I'm really gonna try to kick this thing into high gear and make a lot of fun stuff for you. If I get tired though, don't get too mad. Alright, thanks for watching, nerds. I'm gonna go pump iron. Does anyone say that? You know the drill. Take care of others, take care of yourself, stay safe, I love you lots, and goodbye. In that order.